Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dianna King, your host of Blind Ambitions podcast. I'm so excited to be here. Today, I have my manager. She is my mentor. She's amazing. She keeps me on track. She has a beautiful soul and she just keeps me grounded. And this beautiful, amazing person is Miss Heather Roy. Yay!
Hi, everybody. So
Here.
grateful to be here. Hey, my girl. Blind Ambitions been waiting. Okay, we're here.
We're
So
here.
we are here. We're here, and I'm ready for the occasion. Got my whole blind thing going. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Perfect. I am so excited. Yes, I've been wanting to have you on. I mean, I feel like our conversations are just hilarious and we vibe so well together
Yeah.
and you just have so much information for actors out there and I kind of want to just bring some light to that and you're so resourceful and you have so many great tips and tricks and so I wanted to have you on and so
Thank
just kind of like tell us what, what the difference is between you are a talent manager.
you.
And so what would the difference be between a talent manager and a talent agent? First
Okay,
off.
well, a great question. Well, first of all, there's a lot of differences, right? The main goal, of course, is to make sure that our clients, that our talent, get seen by casting, get the dream jobs, right, and everything else that they want to accomplish in the industry. That's what we both do. But there is a difference, and I like to tell people a lot of times to make it easier that your manager is kind of like your builder, right? We're the person that you're going to take your blueprints to and say, hey, listen, this is what we want to try to build, this is what I want to do. We develop, we help you make everything make sense. We make sure that you have the correct headshots, that you are taking the classes. We basically build you, and then we get you to an agent. The agent is the person who has really two main functions, and those two main functions are to one, to submit for their talent, like all day every day they're in front of this computer and they're getting you in to get you into those doors for auditions. And the other thing that the agent does is they do all of the negotiating. They are the licensed out of the two, so they are the ones who will put the things into contract to say, well, the client should have this or they should have that. But again, as far as your manager, I tell everybody, as you hear this all the time, right? We go together, right?
Yeah.
I would say, you know, we are the ones that if you're going to lie to anybody, you don't lie to me. Right. Whatever you need to say, say, hey, listen, this is what it is. This is what I do. This is what I need. Now, how do we put that together? That's where the manager comes in. We are pretty much your liaison between you and casting, or you and your agent. We help to make you, look like you need to look to be able to make that dream work. So that's the difference between the manager and the agent. You have more access, I guess, if that makes sense, to your manager than
Mhm.
you would your agent, because we're in constant conversations, as you know, versus, you always hear people say, well, I never get to talk to my agent. I don't have time. It's because your agent is literally working really hard to submit for many of their clients, right? And just doing those things. So, they don't have a lot of time to sit there and just really talk and find out what's working and what's not working and things like that. So that's pretty much the difference. The manager, we are your I guess I heard someone else say before, there's a wife and there's a mistress, right? And the mistress
Yeah.
seems to know about everything that's going on, right? They know when the wife is coming home, all that. Not saying it's a good thing, but
Yeah.
I heard someone say, and I was like, dang, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Your manager is your mistress. We know everything. We know when they're coming home. We know when they're going to be gone, and all of that. And then the agent is the wife. They're the ones that make sure you look good when you're going out there, making sure that, they're getting you all those different gigs. So, bad analogy, I guess, but that's kind of how it is. So
I
we
mean,
go
yeah,
together.
Literally what it is, totally, you nailed it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, so you definitely want, and what's important is that when you're choosing your manager and your agent, that you make sure what kind of relationship that you want to have. If you're a person that need to be able to talk to your representatives all the time, then you need to make sure that you have a rep who also does that, who has the time to do that. And if you want to just say, hey, listen, I can do it, I can get it myself, just get me the materials, tell me what I need, and I'm there, then you know that that's the type of rep that you want to look for as well.
Yeah,
So,
it's definitely a relationship for sure. I
mhm,
mean, you
mhm,
have to click with whoever you are going to have on your team,
right,
and you have to click, in all aspects. And it's already hard to get an agent, like you were saying, they just don't have time
right,
to, and submitting yourself for an agent, it's like one in a million, right? It's like
right,
super hard on your
right.
own. So I really like that, you start with the manager and you kind of work
Mhm,
your way in. And I love that we were doing that together.
mhm, mhm.
And it's so much, but I mean, it's just such a less of a headache, really.
Mhm.
And I don't know. And it's just a great thing to have. I mean, I love just having you. I mean, it's
Thank
you're great. And but yeah, it's tough. Being with an
you.
agent is tough. It's hard to get communication, but
Right.
I love I love my agent though.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you have a
yeah,
pretty good agent. I love your agent. Peter is he is one of those who he does share time. He will, pick up the phone if you need to speak to him. But the great thing is which is another good point to make, when you're choosing your managers and your agents, you want to make sure that you have a team and a manager and agent who's cohesive and can work together. Like in our case, with working with Peter, we always call each other, and our clients are okay because they know that even though they haven't talked to Peter, they know that I've been in connections, or in speaking with him, and so we are working as a well-oiled machine and just making sure that everything is getting taken care of, and so yeah, you some people come with an agent when they get to a manager, and some people
hmm
have a manager and they go to get the agent. And so I guess the question will be like, when do you know is the right time to even try to search out, or to try to seek representation? And I will always say, when you know that you have something to represent, when you know that you have been working on getting clips, when you have been at least doing some of the research to know what it takes to be in this industry, so that when you go to a manager or you go to an agent, you will already know what the expectations are. This industry is a gamble. It's a huge gamble, right? And
right.
it's also a hustle. And many people don't understand that. They see the glitz and glam, they see the after effects, but what they
hmm
don't see is the entire process. What happens. And they just don't get the sacrifices that
Yeah.
both people on the team make, that your reps and the actors make. So and it starts with choosing representation. You have to choose someone who it feels good to rock with, right? Because at the end of the day, the goal is not to pick a representation, pick a manager, an agent, and then be there for a little bit. These are relationships that you hope last forever. Like I said, we go together, like this is it, because
Yeah.
you get a chance to learn. If you're doing it right, you're getting a chance to learn your clients. And I'm speaking from a manager now, right? Because I don't believe that you can properly manage someone and their dream if you don't quite understand who that person is and what it is that they want, and make sure that you guys are, I guess, equally yoked, if you will, that you want the same thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's important to have a manager and an agent. It does help you in the process. Can you do it without them? I'm sure absolutely you can, but is it easier? No. You definitely want to have that representation to make that things, a lot easier, a lot smoother, because of the connections, and relationships that are already built by the representation.
Right. And so for you, what would your advice be to actors that want to obtain a manager or an agent beside, classes and That's where it
classes.
starts.
Right, it starts there. You gotta have the training, and a lot of
Yeah,
us, and which is very important, right? Because
yeah.
one of the things that we hear all the time, Diana, is, "Hey, listen, I'm naturally talented. I have it. If you can just get me to the door, I'll do everything else."
Yeah,
And listen, not knocking anyone at their talent, but here's the bottom line: if it worked like that, then you wouldn't need us at all. We wouldn't even have that conversation. You don't need me to get you to the door. Just go ahead and get yourself to the door.
yes,
And that's just the real talk, about that, right? But I would say you need to have headshots. You need to have not pictures, not pose shots. You need to have like real Hollywood headshots. And that's a thing. And you should research that to know what that means. That means being in character. That means being, having the right tone, the attitude. When we see the picture, we see the character. We don't see you having a glam shot. You see what
right.
I'm saying? So
Yep,
having the right headshots, knowing what headshots are, having the right classes, not just going to a workshop one day and say, "Oh, well, I've gotten training." No, there's on camera training, there's audition technique, there's character study, there's scene study, there's cold reads, there's improv, right? There's all different types of acting classes, and their techniques. You have the Chubbuck technique. There's different ones that you have to learn. So it's better for the manager and the talent if they come with some of those skills, at least knowing that these are the initial things that I have to have, rather than coming with just a blank slate and saying, "Hey, listen, I woke up this morning, I want to be an actor. What you got?"
yeah, yeah. It
So
doesn't
we
work that way.
yeah, no, it doesn't
It
work that
doesn't
way,
work
right?
that way.
Yeah. So when you're coming to manager, you want to have headshots. You want to
Yeah,
say, "I'm training with this person." You want to understand that we have gone through a strike, right? That we have issues with AI, that we have these things that's going on, like know some of the background so that even your expectations when you come in will be realistic, right?
realistic.
The
Yes,
realistic,
that's yes. Has to be
okay?
realistic expectations. It doesn't just take one little workshop with the casting director. It's like you have to take once a month
Right.
casting
What
director workshops or actually work in a class with the casting director on
right.
a weekly basis.
Right,
Pick
and
pick
hey, that's key, Diana, work
yeah,
in, right? If you're gonna do
yes,
that one day workshop, that's one day workshop. That should be on top of your weekly training.
right. Yeah, exactly. And then pick, like you were saying, pick a technique. Mine for
Yeah,
me it was Meisner, and I went to Playhouse West, and oh my god, I learned so much, and just
yeah,
really sinking your teeth deep into the technique and really studying. It's like school. You study, you practice. There's so many things that go into it, and I know that there's a lot of people that don't understand that, and they don't
right,
understand the hustle. They don't understand the drive, and it has to be there because it is hard ass work. It is
yeah,
not once a month doing this, or I met this person. It's a daily grind.
right,
I wake up every morning thinking, like, once I get my kids out the door and they're in school, I'm thinking, okay, what can I do today to, better myself as an actor and get one step
mhm,
closer to that role that I want or that TV
right,
show that I want,
right.
It's a daily thing. And so it's also a lot of mindset
Yeah,
and just really thinking about, believing in yourself and trusting yourself. And, you might be going out on a limb. You might be, living in, I don't know, Des Moines, Iowa, and no one understands the career choice that you chose. But as long as you believe in yourself and you take those classes, you can catapult yourself into wherever
right.
you want, really.
Right. No, no,
Yeah.
you are absolutely on it. And that's what we look for. That's kind of what sets you aside from everyone else, right? Because you have those that just come in and say, "Listen, I just want I want to act, I want to be on TV." Then you have those that say, "I just don't want to act. I want to make this a career. I want to change the world. I want to change the way that people see things. I want to entertain people." There are those actors that actually have a goal, They just don't want to be on TV. They want to do things and make a difference. And that's easier said
Yes.
to be done,
Yeah.
especially with the kids watching, with, anybody in the public who's watching. Because once you hit that TV, once you get that project and you're seeing, you are a public official. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like now what you put out there, you have to be careful. What people don't understand is your what should I say, your obituary's already been written. I don't care
Pretty
how
much.
young of an
Yeah.
actor that you are. There's something out there. Once you start popping, there's somebody out there. There's a paparazzi somewhere that's already following your story and they're starting to write it. So the thing is, what are you giving them, to write? How much have you really put in to make that happen? So yeah, the coaching, very, very important, be it private coaching, however you do it, is just important to have. So you have your headshots, you have, like we said, the coaching, and then there's the things just about being a good person. Those type of things, because again, you're dealing with your rep, but you're also dealing with people who they're bringing in for you to meet, right? And nobody wants to bring someone in and then they trash your name, and you have Cassie come back and say, hey, so listen, such and such you brought over here, yeah, you might not want to send them into another room. They like they said that or they did this. And it's crazy because these things happen. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And so, you want people who have good character. You want people who they're willing to work. Like you said, they're willing to hustle and grind. We started out saying that this is like a grustle, right? Because you're
Yeah.
grinding and you're hustling. So
Hustling.
you have to
Yes.
be able to do, you have to be able to do both of that.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, I'm bringing up this name because Lord knows he is like broken the internet right now. But there was a comedian, Cat Williams, who said he did a
Oh,
little
yeah.
part in his one of his stand-ups, and there's a song that he always come up, and it's every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustling. I'm telling you, that's what this is. If you don't have that hustle spirit, this is not the career for you, right? So we want
Yeah.
that hustler, we want that good character, we want the person who obviously has the package, who has clips, great self.
Yes.
Even if you don't have credited work and you say, well, I'm new coming in, I don't have clips, I haven't done anything. Okay, but you can go grab you some scenes. You can go grab some quick monologues, and you can go and you can shoot those 30 to 45 seconds of you showing your range, showing us what you can do. Pick the best scene that you've seen on TV that you love. All of us have something that we watch and we're like, oh, I can do that. I can say that better than them. Just like as we sing, right? We singing in the
Yes.
shop. We're our best there. So same thing, find those little scenes, find little things and recreate them, do them over and then put them on tape. And those will serve as clips until you're able to get something. But we need to be able to see you. So headshots, see you as that character. And then we need to know if you're able to pull it off. So that's where your clips come in. So
Yes.
having that package built right. But then, like I said, as a person, another big thing is loyalty. We
Hmm.
want people who are coming into this thing and you are loyal, that you are, down hands and feet, with us, knowing that we're all in the trenches. No rep wants to sit back and have someone on their roster who's not working, because we don't get paid until you get paid. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
Exactly.
all of that is like the total package. Like, with you, I have someone who works hard. I have someone who like wants it. Like it's like a fire literally lit, who, you're always, ready to go. Having the
I
pie
am.
on the side, having your dance classes on the side, having your bike classes, your cycling classes. A lot of people may say, hey, well, she's just all over the place. She's doing this and that. But to me, as a rep, I see, no, she's becoming a triple threat, or she's becoming a quadruple threat. The girl can dance, she can sing, she's fit, she can do the bike thing, she can act. So all of those things makes it easier for me as a manager to do my job. And on top of that, like I said, having the good character and the loyalty, I know that I don't have to worry about working so hard and giving up family time and do all these things for you to take what we've done together and off and leave at the first thing and say, oh, well, I can do this for you. So
Yeah.
all of that is very, very, very important. I know exactly for me when I'm looking for new talent to work with.
Yeah, being able to work on a set with other actors and producers,
Yeah.
directors, and the first gig that I ever had was huge. Like the star that I worked with was huge.
Mhm.
And I didn't know who was walking in the door until she walked in the door,
Right.
and I had to, be have a poker face and be like,
Yeah.
whatever. Hey,
Right.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
All of that
you
has to go. You have to know how to be
it has
professional.
to.
You're not working. Right.
Yeah, you're at work. You are not being on set is not just having fun. I mean, yeah, we have a great
Right.
time, but you have to go on set. You have to prove yourself. You have to be
Yeah.
professional because all these people know all these other people, and it's all about who you know and
Right.
reputation. And if you're great on set and you're helpful, and the casting director loves you, they're going to remember you for next time
Yeah.
and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's look at her tape. She was so amazing on set last time."
Right, right. And sometimes
And
they'll
it's
just call you back, "Hey, I
yeah.
remember this, and you did this." And not only that, there are all those people, like you said, that's on the crew. Someone but hey, you know what? I
Yeah.
work with another producer on this other show, and they need somebody just like you, and then they can pass the word on to something else, to
Yeah,
somebody else for another project. So definitely a plethora of opportunity, there for
absolutely.
for actors, for talent. You just gotta take each moment, celebrate it, and seize it. And that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, I mean, celebrating all the little things, I love doing that because
Mhm.
the wins are really hard in this business, and
Oh my
so getting an
goodness.
audition is a win to me, and I am all about the auditions, and you have to celebrate it to keep the momentum going for yourself, if you will.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't just be discouraged, like, oh, but I didn't book it. No, but you got the audition out of
Mhm.
thousands of people. You got the audition. Maybe
Right.
maybe it was up to you and someone else, and the other girl got it. Who knows?
Right.
But that's it.
And one thing, and I'm glad you brought that up because right now that seems to be the going thing, right? Everybody's concerned about not getting the auditions, and I get
Yeah.
it. But we are in such a different time right now when it comes to Hollywood and how it's running. We had the pandemic, and then from the pandemic, we have picking up from the pandemic, and then we have the strike. We've been on the strike for over 15 months, and the thing was, there was a lot of people putting it out there, right? We have casting directors on their IGs, on social media, everywhere, and people were just telling everybody, hey, keep calm. We know that life was lifing. Okay. But the
Yeah.
biggest thing is, listen, it's going to get time to get the wheels back going. It
Right.
took 15 months to get off of strike. Now that we're off strike, now we have to get things in motions. Things have to be voted on. Things have to be put in on paper. And then you have those people, like, remember, all listers, actors, right? All listers of actors, your A listers, your B listers, your newcomers, everybody, because even if you were non-union, you were expected to go along with the strike because you were hoping one day you become union, right? So
Right.
all of that, all of those things happen, the battle with AI, having to figure out where streaming is going to fit in and how networks are going to be working. All of that stuff has to be discussed, and we're still on the cusp we're still on the cusp of just learning what's going to happen every day. There's something new, right? You have
Yes.
casting profiles that's competing now, and they're deciding to do things differently, so it's like a whole change, and it's affecting everyone, not just the talent. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like, hey, I'm just getting so discouraged. I'm not getting auditions, and I'm seeing all these other people working and things like that. And all I can say is, listen, as your manager, I hear you and I feel you, but also as your manager, know that it's not that we're sitting here not submitting you, that we're not pitching you and things like that. It's just that, hey, now you're in competition with those upper echelon actors. You're with those people who've been doing it for forever now. Now things are just a lot different because we haven't had literally had like a pilot season since 2020. Not a
Yeah.
real one. And so
Right.
now you have that coming in. So you have shows that were dropped in 2023, that, a lot of shows that were canceled, after the strike and things like that. So everybody's trying to just get in where they fit in.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
auditions are coming, but they're coming with tags like guest like name stars need to be attached, or only clients with credits need to be the this. You even see co-star roles now, they no longer just say co-star. Remember how we used to have the one liners and they have the co-star? Now they're saying big co-star role, or lots of lines are important co-star roles. So a lot of different things that we're seeing now, and it's everybody's trying to just kind of catch up and get on board to where the new Hollywood, I guess, is going.
I know,
So
right? It's
yeah,
so different. It's totally new Hollywood. I totally
right,
agree with you on that.
right,
Just in
right.
the last 4 years,
Yeah, it's
180.
crazy. Even with the, contracts, it's different now because we have to look at those differently. Make sure that
Yeah,
the wording is right, that there's no, I gotchas, and you get it the first time, but then when you get on set, you book and you get on set, you get another contract. We have to look at those again. So, it's a lot different from everyone. I definitely understand how one could be discouraged, by everything. But again, it goes back to the reason you started acting in the first place. If your goal was to just come out here and do this and make the money, then like teaching, because I used to be a teacher too, you're in the wrong profession, because it's just not like that, right? You have to want to entertain people. You have to want to do something for your culture, just be one that makes a difference. There has to be something bigger than making money in this industry, because it takes a lot of sacrifice. For me, it was uprooting and moving from Houston with a small child and my family to get here to make things work. For other
yeah,
people, it's like some people, this is the last thing that they have, and they're giving up everything and trying. So if you don't
yeah,
have a story, if you don't have something that's pushing you and people supporting you, yeah, this can be really, really, really hard. But I just say to everybody, hang in there. You know what I'm saying? The auditions are coming. Um, Technically, we would be like deep into pilot season, right now, but we actually just had the first show to get picked up.
I
Deadline
saw
reported like
that.
yesterday, right? The first show
Yeah.
to get picked up, and we're going into February. You know,
Jeez.
it used to be in California, you wouldn't even have anywhere to stay come December for pilot season, because this was the place to be. Everybody would be here for that. So just looking
Yeah,
back on what how things used to be and how we are now, that's the big that would kind of let where we're going. So,
yeah.
I
You have
just
to be
say
ready
try
to
to
roll with the
hang in.
punches.
That's it. That's it. You have to be
Yeah,
very flexible in this industry and ready to go. One day it can be nothing. I've talked to many agents who some agents they're down, right? Because they're like, hey man, I went from this many auditions a week or this many bookings a week to nothing. It's like ghost town. I'm getting the auditions, but the bookings are not coming. Things like
yeah,
that. So it's
yeah,
just, it's a lot of things that go along that comes along with it, that
yeah.
is kind of making everything all over the place, if that makes sense.
What would you for advice for someone that is in that predicament? Like, we get the auditions week after week, and we're turning them in, and we're not booking. What could it be for those actors?
Well, it
Maybe
could
their
be
materials.
It could be anything, again, it could be one, the people who you're now competing against, because there's a lot of
Yeah,
people who are not working. I mean, I'm gonna say that, well, had their jobs. If we go to looking at your, again, your A-list actors or your B-list actors, right? So some of these people, they already knew, jobs were just coming out, and they'll go to, casting, go to the agents, and they'll, hey, we have this and we want such and such to read for this role. Okay, well, a lot of those shows are no longer there. A lot of those shows had to
right.
be canceled. A lot of them had to be paused and things like that. So, knowing that one reason could be because you could very well be submitted for a project that, somebody with a big name was submitted and they ended up getting the role. Because keep this in mind, they're going through the same things, right? Because Hollywood is big, but it's small. So, when it comes to certain roles, you have people with that fit the same look, the same type. So even those, famous people, if you will, they're having to vie out for the role between each other to see who gets it. So they're getting the no's as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's the people who they're bringing in the rooms with you now. Okay, too, again, it definitely the package. I hear from a lot of people who say they're not getting auditions, and then I say, well, let me see your package and see what it looks like. Well, there are no actual headshots that put them in the lights of that character. There are no slate shots that can sub for clips, right? There are
Yeah.
no self-tape clips, there's no anything there. And then not to mention all the skills and talents that we have just as people that were our God-given talents, those are not even on our resumes. Okay, we don't even have like clips of your skills. If you say you can sing, then I'm expecting to go and look for at least a 15 to 20 second skills tape of you singing. If you say
Yeah.
that, you're you ride bikes, or you are a fighter, or you do stunts, then I should also see some type of clips on there, so that when my casting is looking for a teacher who kicks butt, you know what I'm saying? I should see
Yep.
something on there that shows me a teacher, and it also showing me something that on time to time you can kick a little butt to. You see, so
Yeah.
having the representation, that's what I mean. Now, obviously, you would say, well, if they're a teacher, they should be able to kick butt because of what's going on right now with the schools too, right? But
Oh, yeah, yeah,
just kidding. Teachers don't fight. We don't kick butt at all, right? So, but that's just the that's the thing. We need to have the representation of what it is that you said that you want to do. It needs to be found on
yeah.
your profiles, and not just one. Some people update casting networks, but they don't update the actors access, and then some
Ah,
updates
yes,
actor access, but they don't update casting networks, right? So having
yes.
that all across the board helps you. Creating content, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That helps you to solidify these roles. But if they don't pick you for some reason because you never had the audition, I've heard this said time and time over the years again. Sometimes it's not always the best person, the best actor who gets the role. Sometimes you just look close, very close to the person who they have picked as the father, okay, or who they picked as the
Yeah.
mother. You don't have to do the chemistry reads and the chemistry test. And so sometimes they've taken that. I've had clients to go in and production call me and say, man, we really loved your talent, but here is the thing. We can't have the talent being better than the lead. Sounds crazy, but that's what
Yeah,
it
that
is.
happens.
It definitely happens. Okay, it has happened, especially if the show is the name of the lead.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? For
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
there was a basketball player who, a few years ago, he had a show, and the show was self-titled. It was his name, right? But we got a call one of our actors who was down, it was pinned for it, and they say, hey, so we just have to be honest with you. The actor is better than the talent, and we can't have him on there. This was like I said, former basketball player, hell of a basketball player, not so much on the acting realm. You see what I'm saying? So they can't
yeah,
have anybody to show that person up. So
yeah,
there's that. We had another one where they say, listen, he's really good and we love his acting and we think he can pull it off, but we needed him to be a little bit darker. You see what I'm saying? So there's that.
yeah.
Okay. And
So
then
many little things it could
so
be
many little
that are
things.
out of our control,
That's it.
that are just out of our control.
And that's just it. Sometimes it can be within
Yeah,
the network. The network may say, hey, listen, we're the only network who don't have a show or something coming out during this time and in this region. So we're going to drop everybody in this region and we're going to go for locals out here in this region. And it could have
yeah,
nothing to do with you. And you could have been and shot the project and everything. And that
yeah,
happened. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that can go on that could stop it. So you just have to understand again that this industry is, a gamble,
a
and you have to
gamble.
stay strong. You have to stay strong. And if you really want to just go say, that was that one, at least I got a chance to get in the room. At least they saw me. And now it's onward and upward. Don't stay
Yep.
there and stew in it for too long, because then it will start bothering you mentally,
Yeah, you have to
and for
let it
some
go.
spiritually. Yeah, you got to let it go.
Yeah,
You got to have faith,
yeah,
that this is what you're supposed to be doing, and that you're willing to, let the cars fly, let them fall, as long as you know that you've done 100% plus on your end what you can do. So, the
exactly.
competition. It's the just the making sure it's the right type. It's sometimes you may do it and just like do so well with the role, and they decide, you know what, they did so well, and yeah, but we don't really need the role coming in. So it can be all different things, but the one thing that I would say is to never just be hard on yourself and say, well, I could have did this, unless you know that's what stopped you, that you could have did something that you chose not to do you know
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah, and but don't compare. I would say as well, don't compare yourself to someone else who's gotten an audition and they come back and say, hey, oh yeah, I got this and you should be seeing this, because everybody's journey is their own.
Mhm,
Everybody's story is different. Okay,
mhm.
and usually I would say 80 to 90% of those times, that person that's talking to you ain't telling you all the details. They ain't
Yeah.
telling you everything that didn't happen to get you
Uh-huh.
up to that point. Sometimes they tell you they got this and that, and they have not gotten it. So you want to also, hey, it's real talk, Diana. Okay, so you have to just keep
Oh,
your
you crack me
antenna up.
up. You
I'm just
crack
saying,
me
keep
up.
your antenna up and know that all of this is going on, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
everybody who you feel may be for you may not be for you. So they can tell
Mhm.
you things, you know what I'm saying? That will, if they know they can get in your head, they will. So just be
Yeah.
armored up with yourself, believing yourself enough to know that you can do this, that you have done what you have up to this point, and you have the God-given talents, you have the skills, you have the whatever you need to make this thing happen if you're choosing to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and
Mhm.
I always say hard work beats talent any day. You
Yeah,
could have all the talent in the world, but if you're not actively, using your talent
there you go.
to the fullest, and working hard and going through your journey and just expecting
Absolutely.
things to fall, the hard worker's going to get it first.
Right, right,
It's just
right,
that's just the way it is. Yeah.
right.
And
Because
that's why I work
here's
so
the
hard.
Yeah, hey, listen, and it works out, right? Because here's the thing,
Yeah,
I
it
can
does.
be talented in, and usually well, I won't say usually, a lot of times when you bring that really talented person in, they know it, and then you deal with the ego and the arrogance of that. You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But when you have a person who worked hard to get there, they've gone through the classes there. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, that most people who just wake up in the morning and they got it. I'm not saying that they don't work hard or that they haven't done their job. I'm just
Same.
saying
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of times when we see this happens, it's the one that works the hardest that end up getting the bigger lead, because they're proving that they're here for it, that they want this, they're going to go for it, that they're coachable, okay, that
Right.
they're dependable, that and that kind of stuff. And because those people, they're just gonna work, I believe, a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that the people with talent, I want to make sure I stress that, not saying that people with the God-given talent who don't have to wake up in the morning and take a couple of days to memorize lines, I'm not saying that they're not working hard at all. I'm just saying that you could tell the ones who are working hard, and you
Mhm.
just sometimes you want to also work as hard for them
Yeah.
because you know what's going on, because you see it in them, and like you just want it so bad for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mhm,
I mean, I go through these things, and I know other actors do too, and people in
mhm,
general. But going through the highs and lows of, am I really that talented? Like I can
mhm,
sing, I can dance, but am I really good? Like I'm one of those people that I may not be 100%. I'm not Ariana Grande, or
mhm.
I'm not Beyonce,
Right,
but I work my ass off, and the little talent that I do have, I hope that I'm expanding it, and I hope that other people feel the same way, that even though we don't just wake up in the morning and
right,
sing at a high C, we
right,
can get there. We can
right.
get there. Just
Absolutely.
work hard and train, and yeah, and that's I don't know, that's what I go off of, and I keep telling myself
Yeah,
every day, like, "Just keep working hard, just keep taking those classes,
right.
keep doing voice lessons,
Absolutely.
one day it'll pay off, one
It's gonna
day
pay off,
something will
and
happen."
it actually, if you just really think about it, it pays off a lot of times when we're not thinking about it. The work has been done, because when you get ready to go and do this again the next day, then you see, oh man, I remember I used to couldn't do that, or oh man, shoot,
Yeah.
I'm doing this later. I'm able to do this scene now and fly right through it, you know. So it's different.
Yes.
Or even when getting the auditions, when you say, oh man, this is the third time this casting director, brought me in. Naturally, we would say, oh man, that's the third time they called me and they still haven't booked me. Like, book me already. But in reality, it should be, man, this casting director called me in 3 times, so they must be trying to find somewhere for me to fit if they keep calling me in, right?
I'm doing
Because
something right. I'm
you
doing
know
something right.
doing
Yeah.
something right, because
Yeah.
how many of us, well, there are some people, I always have to throw my little side. There are some people, but how many people go after the same person when they keep telling you no, when you see that it's just not working out? You have a casting director and you didn't work out for one of their roles, they're calling you for something else, they're calling you for something else, and they're calling you for something else. They like you and they don't want it to be over. They're trying to find that spot for you. So this is why I say celebrate every moment. You go through the
Exactly.
headshot process, so there's hundreds, of people that they're looking at their pictures just to even get you to the door. So by the time, if you've been gone through that process, yes, that's a celebration moment, right? And
Yeah.
then you get to the door and you do auditions. There's a whole nother process. Now they're watching you for the callback. Oh, got the call back. Okay. So you come in the room, but didn't get the call back. Oh, just got the audition. But you got the audition. You were seen by more than one person. Okay,
Yep.
even if there's one person in the room or if it's a self tape, there's producers, there are directors, there are different people who's seeing, though there's associate casting directors who are also associate casting directors for other casting directors. Okay,
Mhm.
so there's a lot of celebratory moments in that process. You just have
Yes.
to, go in there already knowing, especially if you know that you've done the best that you can. Go in there already knowing, this is what I have, this is what I gave. And then if you say, I couldn't have done nothing else, I couldn't have done this better at all, even if you say, I could have done it better, bottom line, that was your chance. You got it in. It's time to walk out and let's move on. Don't
And
sit
let it
there
go. On to
and
the next.
let
Where's the
it
next audition?
go and let it go. That's the
Yes.
thing, as adults, when things are on us, when there's a cloud, we always stay there and deal with it, and it carries on and it's there the next week and the next week. And it's like, dude, if you haven't heard now, usually, that's over. But listen, at the same time, there's been cases where we've let things go, and 6 months later they come back and say, "Hey, remember that audition you did?" And
Yes.
book you. So you just never know what comes from them. So just go in doing what you
Yeah.
can, doing your best, and then leave it into the hands of of God, or whatever you believe in that pushes you to to get you going.
Yeah, that same thing kinda happened to me recently with a casting director that I worked with a year ago,
Hmm.
and up pops, like, a random email, and I'm like, "Hey," that's what I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
it could take a year for someone to remember you or,
Hmm.
something pops up and they're like, "Oh, you would be great for this." And, I got the audition, and I did the audition, and I had it coached, and it was a phenomenal audition. I was very
Hmm.
proud of it, but I let it go and, who knows? I don't know, I don't think I got it, but I think that just the fact that he remembered me
Hmm.
and the fact that he reached out to me, gave me the script and said, "Hey, I want you to read. I want you, this is how I want you to do it." And I'm
Right.
like, "You got it. Like, I'll do it. I'll have it in a day early." And
Right.
so, yeah, like
Right.
you just never
And
know. And
you know what? You just said something important too. Having it the day early as well.
yeah,
A lot of times you have people that say, well, I didn't get the audition, or what happened here, when at the end of the day, when did you turn the audition in? When did you get it?
yeah,
Casting looks at these auditions sometimes, they look at them on a rolling basis as they come in, and they book as soon as they see it. So
yeah,
they may not have seen all of the auditions because they already have an idea of who they want. You see what I'm saying?
right,
Once that person has
right.
come across. Okay. Then there are the people who decline auditions, right? Because of whatever reason. And you get
Yeah.
the right just do that, right? You have the right. That is totally your decision on whether or not you want to take on an audition or not. But understand that there may be some effects to that. Okay. If you are declining a big role for whatever the reason, casting has the right to say, well, this person may not be dependable because we seen them, they were submitted for it, they were pitched for it, or they self-submitted, and now it's time for the audition, and maybe you can't do the dates, or maybe you've seen the script and you're like, oh well, no, I don't really like this, or things like that. Then that leaves casting to say, well, not going to waste much time on sending this person audition and they don't show up, or this
Yeah.
person is always late for the audition, or this person comes in and they're unprepared, for the audition and things like that. Or your social media may be a little different, if you will, and you're not representing the brand that they want to represent, or you're not representing the type of character, the person who they want playing the lead for their roles.
Yeah.
Again, some people say, but I'm grown. I can do what I want to do and I can have what I want on my social media. And that's cool. And you can. But not when you are looking to be someone else's brand, when you're looking to be a part of someone else's project. So it's important to do the research as well to see who are you getting in front of, to see what kind of shows they have and things like that. It's easy for you to just make you another account or another personal account, name it something else, do what you want to do over there. But when you're looking professional, you want to make sure that you have an account that's geared towards your career, right? And
Hmm.
that it is putting off exactly what it is that you want someone else to see.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it too.
Mhm,
Like
mhm,
headshots, self tapes, get your actors access together, get
for
an
sure.
IMDb, but make sure your social media is on point as well. You have
On
to
point.
make sure that you look the part, you if you dance, dance on your social media. If you sing,
Right.
sing on your social media. Do what
Yeah.
you do to show if a casting director, like the casting director that emailed me, we follow each other on Instagram. So whatever
Mhm.
I post, he sees.
Right.
And so I want to make sure that whatever I'm posting is on brand, like you were saying,
Mhm.
whether,
That you have the
you can
right
still have fun.
hashtags,
Yeah.
like,
Like,
look at those casting directors and follow the people that they're following. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
exactly.
it takes,
Yeah.
work. It takes something. Go and, just
Yeah.
start following, different casting directors. Look at the different projects that you like. A lot of times I tell people when you're watching the shows, you're watching TV programs, watch to the end of the credits. There's important
Watch the
information
credits.
in those credits,
Yeah.
right? At the very bottom, they tell you who cast for that project. Okay. So you go
Yeah.
and look up that casting director. Go ahead and start following them, right? It shows you who produced it, who directed, and you will be surprised when you notice something different names. You say, oh wait, I was seen in front of that person before. Okay, so it's time to look at your, materials. It's time to make sure they're up to snuff. It's time to make sure that everything is updated, and then maybe have to shoot them an email and say, hey, remember me? Glad to, see everything's been going well. And hey, just wanted to shoot you my updated links, or my updated, here's my link tree, or here's my casting, my actress access profile, things like that. Bottom line, you just have to be very proactive, about your own career. One of
Hmm.
the myths out there is that when you get an agent and you get a manager that we work for you or that you work for us. That's not how it goes. It's an investment, right? We're investing time in you and you're investing time with us. No one's getting paid to do this until you get paid to do it. You see what I'm saying? And so the biggest thing is just we get a certain percentage, and that can be from 10 to 15 to 20 depending on how your business is set up. But the rest of that, the 85, the 90% and all that, that's how much you get as the talent. That's also how much work that you need to be putting in. You see what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
if I'm 15% as a manager, then that means 15% of the work is mine and 85% of the work is yours.
Yes.
To expect your
Yes.
rep to do more than you are required to do. That's what we have to get out of our heads, but it's a team, at the same time, so we're all working together. Even though I'm saying, listen, 15% of the work is mine, does that mean that I'm saying that I'm only doing 15% of the work? Diana, you know me. N okay, 15% of the work is, just, picking up the phone and, just, getting through that first half of our calls because we like to talk. We like to make sure that we're on the same thing and everything is
Yeah,
good
yeah,
and that we're straight mentally before we get into the whole work thing. So, a lot,
yeah.
to put
A
in and
lot. Yeah,
to
and that's getting in your classes and staying on top of your self-tapes,
mhm,
making sure you're always, updating your resume, keeping everything ready to go.
mhm,
Stay ready. Like
mhm.
stay ready.
Stay
You know,
ready. Stay
stay
ready.
in contact with your agent, let them know like, "Hey, what can I do?" I mean, that's what I do.
Right.
I
I'm
just
just
I
doing
make
yeah,
sure
you
that
do it. Right. Do you some check-ins and it's not
yes.
and it's okay, right? That's why again, when you are looking for your reps, that you always want to ask, hey, listen, so how do you want me to communicate with you? Do you want me to text you? Should I email? Should I check in once a month? Or, what does that look? What's comfortable for you? So that way there could be an expectation. I'm gonna, check in. How often should can I ask for a submission report? Or, just to check in sometimes, because we are under the gun as well, right? As reps, we
Yeah.
have a lot on us. So some of the best I think the best feelings that I get is when I have clients who will call just to say, hey, listen, don't want nothing, or they may not call because they know that I'm working. So they'll just shoot a little text like, hey, just checking on you, what you got going on, or shoot a little emoji, or my God, I received a huge box of goodies from a client a few days ago, and it just, I mean, and it came on a really really hard day, so to have
Yeah.
an UPS, I open a door and there they are right here, to have Amazon or whoever there, and they drop off this box and it's just, the note just says, just want to say thank you for all you do. That's like everything. That gave me enough, to go, and not just for that person, but that gave me enough stamina to be able to push for the board of people that, I like to call my clients my family members, right? Because we all know each other's stories. We all know that there's a lot that we had to do to get to this process. So those things, it just, really makes you move and it makes you want to go more to be able to, to operate and make this thing happen, and again, it keeps everybody grounded and it keeps us encouraged and, motivated because we have that village, that we
Yes.
depend on.
And you're out here inspiring people. I mean, just look at that,
Wow.
You're even on your hardest days, you're inspiring people. And I think a
Mhm.
lot of people need to hear that because we I mean, I know it's been really tough for you
Mm,
the last few weeks and, I it's just you little slivers of hope like that. Keep it
okay.
going.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Thank you. Thank
it's
you.
true.
And
Yeah.
it means a lot, but that just goes to show we go through things, and I think the more every day that we live, something is going to happen, right? Because the goal is for us to become better. And in order to become better, I think that we have to be stronger.
Mhm.
And a lot of times it takes situations to bring the best parts of us out, and yeah, it's been a little rough, I'm now celebrating, and I say celebrating because man, I've been so blessed to have a husband that I had. I'm a widow, of course, as many people know my story, but now it's our 6th year of celebrating life with him, right? He's gone now, but it's just knowing that lots of people won't experience the love that I was able to experience with him. My kids had the best father in the world, all that kind of stuff. And, knowing why we moved from Houston to get here and that he's not on that journey physically, but knowing that he brought us here and we were here for a purpose, and that now looking from 6 years ago to now, like the fact that I'm even here on this podcast with you is just so motivational because this is something different. I was a school teacher, and loved my work, but now to be doing this on a whole different level. There's still a lot of the school teacher, that's there, that's involved with this, but being able to still be able to help others in the midst of trials, right? In the
Yeah.
midst of sadness, or in the midst of going through grief, and things like that. But knowing and just being able to say, man, I'm so grateful to God that He's sending me family members, my clients, who everybody has a story, so we all understand. We all get the hustle, and we're all are like legit there for each other. Like it's not a plaything. I feel like, again, I'm from Houston, all of my people are out there. So to come here to California and then grab hold to this new family,
Yeah.
of people from
Yes.
all different cultures and backgrounds and everything is just, it's like a whole plus. So it makes it easier to have to get up and work because I'm not just doing it for myself, right? I have the Dianas and, the many other clients that we have who deserve to have nothing for the best and to have the opportunities. So yeah, it's been rough, but at the same time it's been a blessing because it's been giving me something to strive for, something to get out and work for, because again, I think the goal for everybody is to be able to help somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even and it's a beautiful thing which comes with the outcome to see, I know how hard, how much this podcast means to you and how hard you work to get it done. So to literally be able to see here and to see you in action, to see you with your setup, the whole mic, and it looks all everything's just so official. It's like yes, this is what we do, and knowing where this podcast is going to go,
Yeah.
it really makes it, great. And knowing that this isn't it for you, right? That you have a wonderful, a fantastic agent, that we have, that the dreams and the goals is like that you are a go getter. And this is what, that's what keeps me up, right? The days that I don't want to get up, the days that I don't want to move, having these conversations. Hey, send you a Zoom link, podcast on this. I'm so excited. That's like, that makes me
Yeah.
feed off of that. So, again, it's really what you take out of it and what you want. You can choose. And I know it's a lot that I'm trying to, to get into this one time, but what I can say is people have the right to choose. You can
Yeah.
choose to lay in the discouragement. You can choose to let your head rest on the fact that you are getting the auditions, but you're not moving past them. You can choose on saying, I haven't heard from my rep in so long, and so I don't know what to do, and I'm just kind of stuck. Or you can choose to say, hey, listen, I haven't heard from my rep in all this time and I feel kind of stuck, but maybe I should go try this. Let me go read some books on what to do with this. Let me go see who's doing a podcast and talking about this, right? Let me go see what kind of workshops are out there. There's something literally on a daily basis that anyone can do to keep working on their craft. Okay. I
Yes.
talked to someone, we're talking about clips getting done. Person doesn't have the money, right? We're all budget balling right now because that's just the way the world is, right? We, as
It
the
is.
old people
Yes.
say, back in the
$6 gas? No, thank you.
okay, right? So like the old people, back home in the South would say, listen, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul over here. Okay. So with all of that, being said, it's like, we have to just be found guilty of doing our part and having someone on the side, that we know will support us in doing it. But if you just happen not to have anybody, make yourself enough and find ways, to go do that. For me, I decide to not sit here knowing that it's my husband is gone and that it's harder, that I have two people, that I'm a single parent. It's a little bit harder, but at the same time I decide to take that and let it work for me. You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
two kids and my situation, like, man, God has blessed me with so many other people that He's dropped down, to help us out, or that provides us with support and things like that. So choose to do good or choose to do bad. It's all about that whole man versus self thing. You
It
know what I'm
is.
saying? And if you can get past that, keep that with every situation, with the auditions, and no, listen, that's right now where you are. But just check yourself and give yourself something to work on, give yourself a short goal, and then look and see, this is where I am now, this is where I was, and you're either gonna say I did my best or I didn't do enough. you know?
Yeah. Now, do you guys see why I love her so much? I mean,
Oh, I
like,
love you too, girl. You
seriously,
know.
you're the best. You are just the ultimate hype girl, and you inspire me. And I'm so glad that we did this. And you're, I just cannot thank you enough.
Yeah.
We're gonna Larry Rudolph this shit, like I say all the time. We're here till we
Yeah.
die.
I like it. I like it. I like it till the wheels roll off. That's the thing. You know, you
Till
my
the
girl. You
wheels fall
my
off.
other
Yeah.
chick. Look, I'm looking at us right now. I'm like, well, I wonder we kind of look alike. We gonna, we're family. We're sisters here. So no, I absolutely
I love
love it.
you.
I thank you so much. And the fact that you can have fun, and do this at the same time in the midst of everything, that's the great, great part about it. But definitely
Yeah.
looking forward to everything that's to come for both of us.
Yes.
And just keep pushing. I'm super, super proud of you. And
Thank you.
I know that there are great things that's coming, too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes.
I think I've unplugged my thing over here, so I'm trying to make sure I don't cut up because I know we have a game or something that we have to play, so I have to be ready for my game. So
Oh
let me
my god. Okay. So the
uh
game that I just have one question for you for the game.
oh.
It's a hard one.
It's a hard question.
It's kind of a hard question.
Okay, well, wait
Okay.
a minute. Wait a minute, because I'm trying to get
Okay.
my
Okay.
hold on. Because I knew you were gonna come with something, okay? So I had to try to make sure that I'm ready. So hold on.
I love you.
Let me put my little plug. Tell the people pardon us for this brief intermission. We have to get ready. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. What we got? Wait a minute.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Well, I love the Real Housewives.
Okay.
The show. I know. I know. I know. Okay. Hear me out.
My goodness. Here we go. All right, come on with it. Come on, because you love them.
Okay.
I don't like it, but whatever. Come on with it. They're crazy, but come on with it. All right, come on.
Okay, what if you were a housewife, what would
Okay.
your tagline be?
What was
You
my
know how they
who?
all have their taglines on the housewives?
Give me an example.
Like, oh God, like Teresa said, like Teresa on the Real Housewives of New Jersey one year was like when they, in the opening credits and they all looking all like glamorous and
Uh huh.
they're like, I may be something something of New Jersey, but I love, or I don't know, something. It's like their tagline. Like, what would your tagline be?
Hmm. I
I may love Jesus, but
think I think I would have to steal a line from Friday, or I should say next Friday, right? Actually, there's a couple of things that come to mind, but I think that the main one would be the line from Friday when Mike Epps and Ice Cube was in front of they were in front of the store trying to stop the group of ladies from caroling in front of the store, and the one older lady said, and I'm gonna have to change one of my words, right? Okay, but when she said, "I ain't no killer, but don't push me." Okay, so that's probably it's
totally you. That is
that
you.
probably that she was a little more fly with it. She's like, I ain't no killer, ninja, if you will, but don't push me. Okay, so I could definitely say that would probably be a tag, like, because everybody, I like to have fun and joke around and all that kind of stuff, and so I'm like, I let stuff pass and don't really get involved too much, but at the same time, there's a thing with the eyebrow that comes up when I'm serious, when I'm with the face, like, hey, but I ain't no killer, but don't push me, okay? So
Yes. Don't
that
F around and find out.
that part, that part. But they say that a lot. So I'm kind of old school. I'm a '70s baby. I
Oh, okay.
gave out the age thing here, but that's okay, right? Because
We're not too far apart from each other.
that's okay. We got it. But no, that would be. I think
Yes.
definitely that would be my housewife. Because it goes with everything. You know,
It
that could be
does.
for the teacher, that could be for the casting director, that could be for the client, that could be for the banker, for the people that's calling asking where the money is, all that. Hey, now listen, I ready to try to talk to you. I answered the phone. Okay, but now you still asking me, and my answer was the same as yesterday. So
Oh
that's
my god.
that would be my
I
tag.
love that. I love that. That is perfect.
That would be
Um, well,
now. Wait
thank
a
you,
minute, Diana.
Heather.
Wait.
Yes.
So what's come on, give me your tagline. I gotta hear yours. This
Oh
this is a
god.
game. You gotta have two people to play the
I
game.
don't know. What would
See,
it be? I'd really have to think.
see,
Mine would be
everybody. She didn't
something
know I was gonna throw it back at her, you guys. She didn't
I
know I was gonna take over the podcast. What's your tagline?
know. I don't know. I think mine would be something similar to yours because yeah, like don't I may be nice, but I don't yeah, like same thing. Like I got a little bit of a hard side to me too. I'm not going to lie.
Right,
Like
right.
don't mess with my family. You
Yeah.
mess with my family, it's game over. You know what I
I
mean?
have
This
one
is
for you. I have one for you. I think you should. It could say, "We'll give you. Don't let the smooth taste fool you." You see what I'm saying?
what?
Because they look at you and they think that you already had somebody tell you, oh, you're stereotyped as the blonde white girl with the
Yes.
blonde hair. But people like me who actually know you is okay. Don't judge a book by its cover. How about that?
That's what it is. That's got to be in my don't judge a book by
Don't
its
judge a
cover.
book by its cover.
Yes, that's true. That
There are
is
a
so
lot of
true.
chapters. There are a lot of chapters right there. So absolutely.
Oh, a lot. Yes. And
Love
I
it.
hope yes, and we're gonna be able to get together for your birthday hopefully soon.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah,
That'll be
yeah,
fun. I'm excited for that.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, listen, I'm
But
almost a half 100, so I'm looking to have fun, Diana. We're gonna take on the whole month.
we're gonna do all kinds of stuff like we were saying yesterday.
Whole month, the whole month.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
no, but no, I'm really grateful for today. Thank you so much. The smile and everything, the little shoulder action. I'm
Oh
liking
yes.
all of
We
that
got our
right now.
shoulders.
Yeah, we got. Hold on, let me make sure, y'all. I've been checking. Make sure my shoulders. Okay, we
Get him
good.
down there, Heather. Let me see
Hey,
him. Let me see him.
okay, we got it. Hey, but these are called blonde ambitions. Okay, I'm working. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Oh my god, I love you so much. You are so badass. I love you.
Love you, love you, love
Well,
you.
I
And
know that you have to go. You have to go be on set right now. So I will let you go. I am so grateful for you to be on here. And I
thank
hope that
you
this
for
answered
having
so many
me.
questions for everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
it was amazing.
And
And
if it didn't,
yes.
maybe once you post this and everybody see it, we get the other questions and see if there's anything they want to ask, and then we'll save that for the part two.
Yeah, definitely. We can do a part two. If there's more
Yeah.
questions, put them in the comments and email us at Blonde Ambitions Podcast on Instagram, and we'll get all to them next time for sure.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
thank you, Heather. You are amazing and have a safe drive.
Thank you so much. Love you. I love you, my
Thanks
sis.
for being
All
on. I
right.
love
Thank
you.
you.
Mwah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Talk soon.